Today, I am going to talk about homeostasis and thermoregulation in African wild dog. So, I start off what is homeostasis. Homeostasis is maintaining a stable internal environment despite fluctuations in the external environment. It contains body temperature, blood pressure, osmotic balance, level of blood glucose levels, and balance of respiratory gases in tissues. And I choose body temperature, which known as thermoregulation. Thermoregulation is the ability of an organism to keep the body temperature within certain boundaries. It is achieved via structural, physiological, and behavioral mechanisms. I am going to talk about African wild dog. African wild dogs are found in grasslands, savannas, open woodlands, and semi-desert to mountainous areas, south of Sahara Desert in Africa. They are widely distributed across the African plains and are not found in jungle areas. African wild dogs with a body covered by fur have limited ability to sweat, relying heavily on panting to increase evaporation of water across the moisture surfaces of the lungs and the tongues and mouth. It has large, rounded ears which help radiate heat away from its body. The fur of African wild dog is short, with little or no underfur, and the blackish skin is sometimes visible where fur is sparse. Wild dogs are able to eat their prey immediately, even after a long chase, because they have the ability to allow their body temperature to rise and do not need time to recover before they start eating. Homeostatic feedback control systems are typical cyclical involving stimulus from the internal or external environment, receptors, controllers, effectors, response, and then feedback. And for homeostatic feedback mechanism looks like that. If body temperature is high, such as after running, the temperature receptors in hypothalamus activate cooling mechanism, and then it goes through the sympathetic nerve to the beta adrenal receptor, it causing increased cutaneous blood flow through vasodilation. For example, the AVAS in tongues, then body loses heat more rapidly. Another one is going through sympathetic nerve to increase respiration. In both two ways, the body temperature reduces negative feedback switches off cooling mechanism. And the body temperature is low, such as change temperature from daytime to night. The temperature receptor in hypothalamus activates around a warming mechanism, and then it goes through the sympathetic nerves to alpha adrenal receptor, it causing decreased cutaneous blood flow through vasodilation. For example, the AVAS in tone, then body lose heat more slowly. Another way is going through sympathetic nerve to decrease respiration. In both two ways, the body temperature increased feedback switches off warming mechanism. Adaptive significance. African wild dogs are able to eat their prey immediately, even after a long chase, because they have the ability to allow their body temperature to rise and do not need time to recover before they start eating. This ability differs from some other predators, which need a recovery period during which they paint to reduce their body temperature before being able to feed, and by so doing may lose their kill to scavengers.